My friends over at EZTATTOO Supplies sent me this machine so I can test it out and I can let you know what it's like, and also kind of go through some of the differences between this one and this one, which is the predecessor, which is the P3 Pro. So yeah, we'll be taking a look at it straight after the intro. So yeah, welcome back, and I think with this one I'm just going to glaze over the whole unboxing, because realistically speaking, all you get in the box is this, which is the machine. There we go. It is a swash plate style machine, just like its predecessor. So there we go. They're basically the same machine. You've got the stroke length, which goes from 2 right up to 4.2. So you got 2, 2.4, 2.8, 3.3, 3.7, 4.2. You can use the same batteries, so accessory wise the batteries are the same, as in same connector, so you can swap and use them. So if you already have this one and you get the P3 Pro Touch but with one battery, if the battery runs out you can still use these batteries on this, so it's not a waste of money there. But to be fair, it's cheap enough, it's not a waste of money anyway. Specification wise, when it comes to this machine, you are looking at, it has a brushless motor, an operating voltage range of 4 to 12 volts. It's made out of aircraft grade aluminium. It's got a stroke length of 2 to 4.2, and it goes up in various increments. It runs at an RPM of 10,000 RPM. It's got a needle depth of 0 to 4.5 millimeters. The weight is 281 grams. It has a battery capacity of 2,000 milliamp hours, and the battery life is 8 to 10 hours depending on how you use it. I believe the average kind of battery life on it is around about 6 as well. That's what I've been told. And the size is 153 by 37 millimeters. Now for the battery itself, now the screen is an OLED screen, and you just swipe up and down to change your voltage. That is the power button, so you switch it off and on. Now you can double tap it and it will engage into the dot function, and that's a new function for this. You swipe it up and down and then that will dictate the frequency of the dots. Okay, so another thing with this battery, the screen, if you swipe it, that's another way you can switch between the different modes. If you want to have a Kickstart feature, it says there, well, double tap the power while the device is off. So switch it off, double tap, and that will give you that Kickstart feature. And if you don't know what the Kickstart feature is, where have you been for years? It's been around for a long time, but basically it just, for a split second, runs the machine at a higher voltage, and it's usually for when you're using cartridges that have got a tougher membrane as opposed to cartridges that have got a softer membrane on it. All right, so when it comes to charging this as well, 100% either use the cable that comes with it or something similar. This does not support fast charging, so if you use fast charging cables on it, it could damage it. So go for either the cable that comes with it or something similar that doesn't do fast charging or is not a fast charging cable. One thing I've noticed about this is it is quite quiet when you switch it on. The vibration is very minimal. Obviously with a touch screen it works with gloves on, but tomorrow on the tattoo, and this is going to be barriered up, so we'll see what it's like with a barrier on it now. I'm just using trusty barrier film and I'm going to stick it over the top. But it's working straight away. Alright, so with gloves and with barrier film, that's fucking cool. It works, and it's quite responsive, I will give it that. Quite a responsive screen. Over the last few years, companies like EZTATTOO, they have definitely upped their game when it comes to the quality of their products and the build quality. Like even just between these two, this one looks so much nicer than this one. It looks like a much sleeker finished product. Like, granted, some of the connections are the same, but just generally it does look like a much nicer build quality. But that is to be, you know, tested. It may look like it's an amazing build quality, but time will tell. We'll see what it's like after a few kind of months worth of usage, because I'll definitely come back to this in a couple of months to see how it works. You know, I've been using this one quite a lot, and it, you know, a few months later, a good while later, it still works. Like, I am now, yeah, I'm gonna bang these on charge because they are gonna need a minute to charge up. ready for tattooing tomorrow, so I'm off. Alright then, so it's the next day. I've been tattooing with it, I've tried it out, and I'm just going to let you know what I think of it, and I'll be as honest as I can. So machine wise, 100% feel like there's a different motor in this to that one. If I am wrong, easy, let me know, but they do feel different the way that they run. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to fully test the machine itself because there seems to be a faulty connection and the power kept cutting out. However, because it's cross-compatible with the original one, I was able to use it, and that's where I kind of noticed there's a massive difference between this machine and this one in regards to the way it feels. This one does feel softer than this one. Now, barriering in the machine, it's one of those love-hate things for me. Yes, you can barrier it, but I always feel like depending on how you're barriering it, changing the stroke length becomes awkward because you got the plastic over the top and it'll just, you end up changing the stroke length without meaning to. So if you can find an alternative, or if you know of an alternative way to barrier this fully, then let me know, because I just end up just going, you know what, fuck it, and leave the central bit kind of bare. If I have to adjust it, I'll just wipe it down afterwards with, you know, alcohol and so on. And before anyone says anything, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with that, because people use coil machines and they barely fucking wipe them down after that. And there's a lot more dirt that can get into a coil machine that can get into this one little stripper there where everything else is barriered. Grip wise, I do think there needs to be disposable grips. I'm a massive fan of disposable grips. But yeah, the using experience of this machine and mainly the battery, I was not 100% comfortable with it. I think I'm going to start with the battery itself. So the battery itself, I think is really good. I like it. I feel like it's a really well made battery. The battery life on it, I have been tattooing all day. From 10:30 till I'll probably finish about 5 o'clock, and a little bit of battery life still in there. So one battery will definitely get you a full day's worth of tattooing. And you know, I was running the battery between, you know, 7 and, you know, 9.5 volts depending on what I was doing, and trying it on various different stroke lengths. And so with that, I know I'm really happy with the performance of it. The responsiveness of the battery itself, you know, when it's fully barriered and you're tattooing, and you know, you've got all, you might have a little bit of Vaseline or process butter on your glove and you're making the adjustments, super responsive, and there was no kind of accidentally switching it into the dot mode. So really happy with the battery. Like, it works well, it does what it's meant to do, and it does what it says on the tin, let's say. Again, the only thing that I'm let down with is this, where the connection wasn't working that well. As a overall machine, I wasn't sure how back heavy it would be, but what I will say is I feel like they haven't thought it through fully. They've just gone, do you know what, we're just going to take a bigger battery and we're going to bang it on the back of a machine and then happy days. And it just made the machine, like, again, the machine works nice, but it made it feel a lot heavier. The balance is off on the machine, it's definitely off, and after say 5 hours of tattooing, you definitely feel it. The weight is not balanced nice at all, and I feel like what they should have done is they should have redesigned the machine itself and maybe gone for a smaller body to counteract having such a bigger battery on there. So yeah, that's my only real complaint about it, is it just makes it a lot bigger than it should be. And for me, I would much rather having like that, even that's, the balance on that is much better than the balance on that one. So I'd rather have the smaller battery than have the bigger battery. And I'm pretty sure, you know, you can get a screen which will be, you know, a swipey screen on this one as well. So yeah, there we go. The other thing I will say is, machine wise and cross compatibility and connectivity wise, Easy have got so many machines. Like, you know, as a company, they've got all these different brands, you know. Now it does fit on this one, which is the P3 Pro Turbo, but then they've also got these machines, which, you know, it's under the Inking brand, but it's Easy Tattoo Supplies. You know, they've got the same connector, but it's slightly different in height, which means you can't use You can't use that on there, and I think that is just, you know, it does that. You can't use it, and I just think they've really missed something there. They've created a battery that does work, and it works well, and it could work with all of the machines that they have that have this same connector, but because they've decided to change the connector on it, it just kind of makes it redundant. It's a bit mad, really. They should have thought about that before they kind of went out and released it. And again, you find this with a lot of companies. They do that. Yeah, I think my honest opinion and my honest review of this is the P3 Pro Touch battery is fucking great. It is good. It's nice to use, and they've done a really good job with it. I think that they need to make it a little bit more cross-compatible with all their other products, and you know, again, I think there needs to be a standardization of the whole connectors, so everybody can kind of decide, I know I want to use this machine with this battery, blah 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 blah. The usability of it with it being on the machine and making it longer, and that to me is something that I can't use this on a daily basis, and that's just my own opinion. If they'd considered making it smaller so the weight balance is distributed better, then yeah, it's a different story then. But as it stands, and as this is the way it is, this is not something that I can use on a day-to-day basis, and I honestly think that they need to go to the drawing board and kind of like have a look at what they need to make a change and what changes they need to make. So yeah, I'm really sorry that it's not a glowing fucking amazing review. I feel like, yeah, yes, I can line with it, I could shade with it, I could do, like, you know, technically I could do what I needed to do with it. You know, it was tattooable, and tattooing with it is perfectly fine. It works really well in that respect. There's nothing wrong with the machine in regards to how it runs and being able to tattoo with it. I have no issues there. My only issue is with the balance and the weight distribution, and I feel like it's a lit with all the machines that are out there that really focus on weight distribution and machine balance and all that stuff. I think they've really missed something there. So easy, as fucking awesome as the battery is, I think you need to make it more cross-compatible with all of your other machines. So instead of having like different sized connectors, make them all the same size, and then happy days. And yeah, I think that you need to maybe look at changing this, make it a little bit more kind of refined, a little bit more compact, and yeah, see where we can go with it there. So yeah, there we go, that has been done. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I hope I've given you enough information about this machine and the battery to make a decision. The battery, again, nothing wrong with it, works really well. They've done a really good job at the touchscreen battery. I'm really impressed with the responsiveness of it. I just think that they need to, maybe this battery should have been put on a different machine that's got better weight distribution and better balance, and that's what I have to say on that. So again, awesome, thank you very much for sending it to me, all the guys at EZTATTOO Supplies, really appreciate it, and thanks for tuning in, I appreciate it. Hit subscribe and all that bollocks, because it helps the channel grow, allows me to bring content to you. So there we go, I'm done, and yeah, if you've got any questions or any comments, put them down below. If I've missed anything, bang it down below and I'll answer you. And guys, EZTATTOO Supplies, you know, come on, fucking sort it out. Let's get a machine for this that's going to be better balanced,